Hello everyone and welcome back. Yeah, I think you just heard that voice. I've got some battles to upload against, I did some fun battles trying some new strategies against Bell that I gotta upload, but I want to do this one first because I had some time to play. And I had a pretty fun battle. It was pretty interesting, and for once I think I did actually really well in this battle, so let's take a look. I've got a pretty standard katana core going right here. 6 katana samurai, 2 fresh Yari samurai, 2 fresh bow samurai, because I wanted to free up some money for cavalry, which I have 4 katana cavalry. The enemy has a very interesting setup. He has multiple Kisho ninjas out in the field here by my start location. He has a Tetsubo warrior monk hero. He's got a katana hero. He has a nice amount of cavalry. Let's see, I think he's got some Nagi monk cavalry. These are, I think they were just Yari cavalry, yeah. More Naginata monk cavalry over here too. Just a nice little, is this the, yeah, mounted gunners as well. So, along with that, of course, there are a bunch of attendants. Pretty light on the infantry side. Besides that hero, there's not a whole lot. So I figured the infantry battle should go pretty well. I've got to be careful with that cavalry. I bring so few spears. I got to hope my spear micro can really pull this one out for me. So anyway, you heard the their enemy's hidden units have been discovered. This poor guy got shot down. That's because their Kisho ninja in my deployment area wasn't quite careful on the initial deployment, and they got spotted as soon as the battle started. Now I could have easily brought some cavalry out right away to hit these Kisho ninjas, but I really wanted to keep my cavalry hidden. I'm bad at being too eager to throw away support, so I really wanted my cavalry to stay alive as long as possible this time, so I didn't send them out right away. I figured my katanas would kind of spot him, and I would be able to easily kind of mop him up with my infantry line long before he got there. But he's coming pretty fast. He's got his cavalry coming up here. His whole line's actually running. They're not even walking. They're coming straight for me. I'm not even have time to capture this farmhouse that's right here. So anyway, look how close his ninjas got before they got spotted. They have the stealth active, as you can see right there. So they're able to sneak up on my line and actually get some pretty decent bombs off. A little slow to react. I thought I was ordering my katanas. It was actually my bow, so they ended up shooting. I was like, no, get the katana, because I had to react fast. You get some nice bombs off, but I don't think in this battle my bows are going to be very useful, so they're going to go into melee and just hold them down so they don't get too many bombs. Really nice bomb there, too. Killed about 25 men, so nice bomb throw. But I'm going to be able to clean up his ninjas now. I send 1 katana cavalry out to come around and flank and get these ninjas off the field as fast as possible. They have really great stats. They can tear through katana samurai fairly easily. Now while this was going on, he was rushing at me too with his mounted gunners. Now I didn't know they were mounted gunners. I thought they were just like Yari cavalry, so I just bring my Yaris up to kind of block it, and he starts shooting at me. So I had to quickly respond there with my bows and get my bow samurai to shoot at the mounted gunners. The ninjas are going to get cleaned up here, no problem, no surprise there. So there they go. Maybe a little corruption there with this katana running out, maybe not. But after they're gone, I'm going to move my katanas up in a long, thin line here and really spread out my line. I think that's something I need to do now. Back in the day, I think the reason I did so well in the early game and not as well anymore is because people are attacking now. Nobody camps. Back in the day, 4 out of 5 people would camp. And it was easy to win. It's easy to beat campers. Not so today. They're rushing at me fast. I got to get ready to go, and we got to get ready for this attack or to brace for whatever's coming. Now his cavalry is flanking me, so my spears are going to react shortly, but what he's doing here is sending up a Tetsubo warrior monk hero at the front, just run into my infantry line. Now you have to respond to that. You can't let a Tetsubo warrior monk hero just run into your line and start wreaking havoc. These guys are really strong, really powerful. I mean, they're even better than katana heroes. They're just insane. So you can't let that happen. But meanwhile, I'm moving up everybody here along the side, just kind of try and envelop the enemy. I really got to get my flanking down. My micro's been bad on flanking. Just got to get that perfected. So I'm going to let him come into my line here. I'm going to try and surround him a little bit and just try and wear this guy down. Now look, I'm keeping these katanas still on reserve. The bow samurai are also going to go into melee just to surround him. Already lost a man, so that's a good sign. One of his cavalry did make it here on the side and hit one of my katanas, but luckily the spears are right there. And are able to react. And they should be moving shortly to react to all this cavalry running around. Yeah, they're already gone, actually. Good, I'm glad I did that. The Yari Samurai, of course, are already ready and in position. My spear micro was quite good in this game. I've always prided myself in my spear micro, only using 2 Yari Samurai. And this battle, they really came through for me. And I came through for myself. Now, as you can see, the infantry line has finally engaged. He's pretty much committed to this infantry attack now. There's not much he can do to change what he's doing. So that's when all my katana cavalry are going to run out of the forest, and get ready to go. What's good about showing a little bit of cavalry early, though, I'm going to pause it again, is that he thinks that's your whole cavalry line. Because normally with cavalry attacks, you want to bring big charges and, you know, all your units at once. That's sort of the cliche. So when they see one unit come out of the forest, they think, oh, there's this cavalry coming out of hiding. But in this case, not so. I still had 3 more hiding off in the forest. So these katanas are moving in to envelop. Now these are just attendants. He has basically no infantry line outside of these heroes, which are both here in the middle. His Tetsubas are actually getting rocked right now by arrows from my general and this katana samurai, and the bow samurai too, who are holding quite well. And these are elite heroes. I mean, these are both rank 8 heroes, or rank 8 and rank 7. So very good heroes as well. Catch his, what is this, Naginata monk? Nope, Yari cavalry with my spears. Good spear micro on my part to keep them away from these katanas that are going to be able to tear these guys down. My general's moving up too. And look at this. Thought he was going to get in my rear, but my spear micro prevails, and I managed to catch him. Solid wall of Yari samurai. Stop this double Naginata monk cavalry charge from hitting my bows and my general and my infantry line. So very good on my part to keep that away from my line. Now up here we got some katanas, the reserve katanas. Who lost some men to the Kisho ninjas, are now going to move into flank, and all this katana cavalry, he has nothing to stop me except a mounted gunner. I'm going to be able to run into this melee line and just wreak havoc, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. These 3 are going to just split up, sending them at each unit to a different point on the line, and this is going to get cleaned up pretty easily. Managed to swallow that attack. I usually get pretty flustered when I get attacked. That's why I'm so aggressive, because defense, look, defense is hard, people. It really is. You kind of think it's easy, you know, you let the enemy come to you, and it's not. It's hard, because you have to react to everything the opponent does. The opponent's setting the stage for the fight. You have to react to what he's doing. He has time to plan out what he's doing. You have to react to him. It's much harder to react than it is to set the stage. I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, but it really is. But this time, I really had him right where I wanted him. He was kind of forced to throw those heroes up in the front, seeing as he had basically no infantry line outside of that. I think he had, what, 2 katana samurai? Yeah, 2 katana samurai, 2 heroes, and a couple attendants. Not going to stand up to a line of rank 6, 7, 8 katanas. So forced him into that infantry engagement. Good spear micro on my part. Really proud of that. It's always been one of my hallmarks of play, is a good spear micro. So was able to ward off the cavalry attacks. And of course my cavalry is going to come in for the big finish, which you don't usually see in my battles. Cavalry coming in and just these huge, massive charges into the enemy rear. But they're going to do it in this battle, and do it very well. No chance. His whole line is going to get routed here pretty much instantly. It was kind of funny. His general and my general were both standing fighting in the same spot, so they started fighting each other. That was pretty interesting. He does get some cavalry in there right at the end. Got by my spears there by splitting up his cavalry, but I mean, at this point the battle is won, so not much to worry about there. Yeah, these guys did end up running off. I hate when that happens, but surprisingly uncorrupted. I guess because it was so short, there wasn't time for the problems to happen with the corruption, which I believe the reason why they're corrupted is because the replays don't actually take unit upgrades into account, so it's basically throwing fresh units at fresh units, so that's what causes the battles to be different. So since there wasn't that much time for this battle to play out, there was not a whole lot of corruption. So good. I don't think these guys were running around. Well, maybe they were. I guess they're the mounted gunners. Yeah, so there we go. Fun battle. One of my few wins tonight. Not doing too good recently, gotta tell you. But I feel that was a pretty solid win. Good highlight. Good way to respond to an aggressive enemy, which is something you have to do nowadays. You can't just have all the time in the world to plan an attack. People are coming at your throat today, so you got to be ready for it. I think I did pretty good there. So of course, probably gonna get a lot of criticism in the comments, but hey, I always welcome constructive criticism. So thanks for watching, everybody.